Hi everyone, I'm Elsa. This brief video is a nice way to release your low back if you find some tension is collecting there. So you'll need a few things. A block is great if you have a yoga block. If you don't, no big deal. You can use a thick cushion like a Bosu or even a thick pillow or a towel tightly rolled up. And then a ball of some sort would be great if you do have one. So this is a myofascial ball. If you have something like that, that's perfect. If not, a lacrosse ball could work, or even a tennis ball. I borrowed this from Aria over here. So maybe a dog toy if you have one nearby. And then lastly, you'll want a chair would be great. I'm using my ottoman here. If you don't have a chair or ottoman or footstool, a wall space can work as well. So we're going to start with a yoga pose to release the psoas. So using a block or thick cushion or pillow, rolled up towel, go ahead and lie on your back with your feet on the earth, knees bent in the air, and then press into your feet to lift your hips. Slide that block underneath your low back. I suggest the lowest height of the block or the medium height. Just don't want to get too high up in the hips here. And then hug your right knee into your chest. Breathe here. And then slowly begin to walk your left heel out on the earth in front of you until you feel a nice opening in the top of your left thigh. So we're getting into the left psoas here. You want your left heel to stay on the earth. The left leg may be fully straight, but it may have a bend in the knee, and that's okay. So the psoas runs inside the hip into the top of your thigh, top of your leg there. And often when we sit a lot or if we're going through a stressful time, the psoas can start to grip. And when the psoas grips on the front side of the body, it can pull on areas in the low back and create tension in the low back. So sometimes when we have tension in the low back, we address the low back itself directly and nothing changes, because where the tension is really originating is in the front side of the body, the psoas. So just a tip going forward. And then let your right foot come to the earth, knee bent. Hug your left knee into your chest. Take a moment there, breathe naturally. And then slowly walk your left foot out on the earth. Ooh, I'm feeling it a lot more on this side. So your right leg can be as straight as feels good. Maybe there's a little bend in the knee. If you find this is really intense, you can always bring the heel in a little closer to you, so the knee will be more bent. Or if you find you need a little more sensation, you can always turn up the height in the block. So I can make this a little bit higher. And then there'll be more space to open my psoas here. Just an option. Do what you need. A couple more breaths here. See if you can let some tension go, maybe sighing out your mouth. And then gently release your hands. Bring your left foot to the earth, your right foot to the earth. Press into your heels to lift your hips. Move your block out of the way. And then go ahead and grab your ball or makeshift ball. And we'll place it under the piriformis. So that muscle that is in the upper outer corner of your buttocks. So it might not be so easy to find at first. Take a moment to sort of find a space where it feels like that could use a little love maybe. And then let your leg go out long so the ball is right underneath that space. I like to keep the other leg bent with the foot on the earth so I can use my foot on the earth to just gently rotate my hips a little bit. I'm not going to move much here, but it helps me get to control a bit where the pressure is exactly. I'll hang out here for a while. So for the purposes of this video, we won't be here very long, maybe just a minute. But I suggest hanging out here 3 to 5 minutes. Most myofascial release is effective 3 to 5 minutes or longer. So we're using time to let the body know that it's okay to begin to let go. You might close your eyes. And you can always adjust the ball a little bit, left, right, up or down if you need. It doesn't have to be exact. It's very largely about tuning into what feels right for you. And you might feel some sensation or even some numbness down your right leg as the tissues begin to release and communicate. So if you're at home, feel free to stay a little longer and pause the video if you'd like to stay a little longer. I definitely recommend, if you have the time, stay as long as feels intuitively right to you. Otherwise, you can bring your right foot to the earth and lift your hips and just move the ball under your left piriformis. So again, upper outer corner of the glute someplace. It's not a very big muscle, but oftentimes you can feel it once you get there. And then let that left leg go long. Again, I like to keep my other leg bent, so in this case the right leg bent, foot on the earth, so I can sort of mitigate exactly where I want to hang out. But you could always the knee fall a little bit or let the leg go long if that feels better for you. And breathe here. One of the sort of keys to myofascial release is really letting yourself surrender any effort. So we're letting the position that we're in work on us rather than us ourselves working to maintain the position. Breathe. Maybe some sighs. And then you can hang out here a little bit longer if you're at home and you want to pause the video, stay, hang out, and then you can always press play when you're ready to move on. Or bring your left foot to the earth, lift your hips, and now slide the ball underneath the middle of your sacrum, so your very low back. falls right in the middle underneath your pelvis here. Just gonna let the hips rest down and then slowly straighten out one leg and the other to help balance the pelvis. So I like to rest my hands on my hips here. You might like to let them come out or somewhere else on your body. You can close your eyes. Last few moments here. Of course, you can pause the video again and stay longer if you'd like to stay longer. As you're ready, bring your feet back to the earth, knees bent. Press into your feet to lift your hips and with that, fall out of your way. I'm going to roll onto my side, press my top palm into the earth to make my way up to sitting, just so I can adjust my ottoman. You might be using a chair. Again, if you'd rather not use a chair or ottoman, or if you don't have those things handy, wall space works as well. So I'm going to lie back down and place my lower legs on the ottoman here. So you could place your lower legs on the seat of the chair, or your legs might go straight up the wall. And then I like to have my knees just gently bent and the legs just sort of naturally splay a little bit open. This helps to really lengthen the low back. And anytime you invert so that the lower body is above the upper body, you're just giving your body a chance to reset. Blood flow is coming back down the legs to the heart, reoxygenating the heart, blood. It's just a signal to the body to slow down as well. Little reset. Hands might rest on your belly here, or maybe out to your sides. Let your eyes close. This is our last position here. I'll stay with you here for another few moments. But again, please feel free to stay longer if you have the time. I would definitely encourage you, after all of our releasing positions, just to hang out and soak it all in for a few moments. Take your time. So thank you for tuning in, taking the time to let some tension go, give yourself a little reset. Thank yourself thank your body. No matter how imperfect, we're all able to do something. I'll leave you here in quiet to linger as long as you'd like.